Hello, everybody. Welcome back for episode 5 of Black Void into the Oblivious Depths. I am so very excited to be back with my Voidfarers here for another dive into the breach once more unto dear friends. This time with a little bit of a shakeup going on here. We've had a wee bit of a cast shakeup, only temporary. You may notice that our dear friend Stella Luna TV is not here this week, but they will be back next week. Stella is taking the day off. And actually, on that note, I have like 3 shout outs to make because of the date. So it is March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. First of all, happy St. Patrick's Day. I have had my DNA sequenced and I'm Irish as hell, so happy for me. Also, shout out to Stella's mother, whose birthday it is today, which is why she's not here. Much love to Mama Luna. Happy birthday. And finally, I really wish I could show her to you, but she is sleeping, as is her right. But happy birthday to my cat, Ori, who has appeared as a stream cat in this stream and in every other stream I have ever done, both on Weave the Tale and on my own channel. And I believe there's a GIF of me and her floating around from a game I did last year on this channel. Ori is my best good friend, and today is her birthday. She is 2 years old. Happy birthday, Ori. Happy birthday, Mama Luna. We love you. Okay, so I am so stoked to get back into the Oblivious Depths this week. But before I do, just a few programming notes before we carry on. I'd like to tell you a bit about our sponsors this season here on Weave the Tale. We are sponsored this season by Christopher Gray, author of The Great American Witch, which is on Monday nights here, GM'd by our own Lydia. Lydia is helping us out with tech in the background right now. She is our tech kobold. So hearts in chat for our dear friend Lydia, without whom we could not do almost anything here. We are also sponsored by Broken Dice, by Black Void Games, who make this game, by Mighty Narwhal, by Smunchy Games, who makes Parslings, which Anna GMs tomorrow night and every Thursday, by Aracana Media, by the wonderful Evo Hat Productions, and we are also sponsored by Grinding Coffee, which I still haven't ordered. I'm good. Okay, this is the week. Anna sent me coffee, Anna sent me some really nice coffee, which like assuaged my need for decent coffee for like 1 week, but it's going to run out, so I'm going to get the grinding coffee. But we have a discount code there. You can use discount code Penny for a Tail at Grinding Coffee and get yourself a sweet discount. So, as I said, I am joined by my Voidfarers, and I am your arbiter. No, Anna, I didn't drink all the coffee in a week, but I am going through it pretty quick. Just message me in Green Room. It will be gone very soon. As you can tell by my general peppiness, I drink a fair bit of coffee. Anyway, I am Colin at Colonomicon. I am your arbiter. I will be leading this expedition, kinda, at least from the meta side, but really, the true leader of this expedition is right below me right here. Our friend Liv. Liv, who are you playing this evening?
Hey everyone, I'm Liv. I live in a day, and I will be playing Commander Sanha, who is a half human, half column person. So she's a little bird girl, and she has it all under control.
Yep, totally. Why ask for help when you don't need it? This is fine. Everything's fine. You're totally not the meme of the dog with the house on fire right now. 100% not. Everything is great.
Listen, I'm just saying, could a struggling person do all this?
The answer is yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
The answer
You'd be
is
astounded what struggling
surprised.
people can do.
You'd be surprised what one can do under stress.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how long
And
you
I'm
can
just-
survive under crippling stress.
And I'm just
Oh, yeah.
that amazing. I'm better than everybody else, so if everybody else can do it and be fine, think about how I'm gonna do, please.
This will end well. And up over to your left, we have the Void Mama herself, Anna. Anna, who you playing?
Hey, I'm playing Zohar, whose response to surviving under crippling stress is just slowly turning into metal thanks to the void demon that lives inside of her head. She is the sort of older magic using, mostly human except for the demon in the head part, person of the crew. And yeah, has some, just some interesting like biological changes happening to her blood post void demon stuff. Is good. It's fine. This is fine.
See? That's fine. This is fine.
This is fine. Mm-hmm.
You know what else is fine? Hitting your 20 retweet goal before you even start the damn story. Thank you, everybody. Much appreciated. That will get the Voidfarers a boon. I will do something nice for them, I guess. But if you could now all do me a favor and keep retweeting so I get a bane and I can do something fun. Thank you. Speaking of fun, over to the right. No, keep going. You can keep that ball rolling. Ignore the commander. Speaking of fun, over to the right, my buddy, who I now GM twice a week, and God, it's great. And Anna too, I GM twice a week. I see too much you people. Over down there to the right, Wally. How you doing, man? Who you playing?
Sup, y'all? I am playing Oshan, your wonderful soft boy shark, who's going through some stuff. He's going through some stuff. He saw stuff happen to Yara. He's getting voices in his head. Look, he's having a day. He's having a day. He's having a day.
He's having a week.
He's having a week. Yeah. He's having a real week.
And I'm sure it's going to get better today.
Totally
because... Totally not related to that at all. Because this week, as I said, we are person down with Stella not being here. But why waste all this space on the screen when we can have a wonderful guest star come in and take their place? And we have just such a person, and I would like to introduce them to you right now. Cast Voidfarers, may I have a drum roll, please? From all the way from the other side of the black void, it is Gigi. Hello, Gigi.
Ta-da!
Hi, everybody.
Pow, pow, pow. Pew, pew, pew. Fireworks.
Gigi.
I'm never going to get
Thank you
this
for
kind of
joining us.
reaction again on anything I do, and my life now has topped out. So thank you for that.
Lap it up. Lap it up. Gigi. Without going into too much detail, who are you playing this evening?
So I am playing Drakhan, who is someone that a person in the cast knows quite well from their past. That's, I think,
That
all
about
I'm
covers
going
it.
to tell everybody for now.
OMG, my bestie. Wow.
Hey, girl. What's up?
Oh my god!
It might be something like that, but it probably won't be. Okay. So with all that in mind, let's do a little recap from last week. When last we left the Voidfarers, the crew had left Hazy Eden. That first planet on the itinerary turned out to be a real bust. It was turned out to be a deadly dangerous hellhole, and they just got up out of Dodge as soon as they possibly could. Because everything on it was trying to kill them. The plants, the animals, invisible shadow people populating a city. The planet was near a void tear, and that void tear had had horrific impacts on the planet. It was not safe for inhabitation. So they left. They got out of Dodge. And of course, void travel is always stressful. This time was no less stressful. This particular trip, Yara found that there was a breach in the hull. There was a tear in the bottom, in the hull of the ship below, from where her little friend, who we're calling Vax, a little creature that she found on Hazy Eden, headbutted his way through the ship and left a big old hole in the breach, or in the big old hole in the hole, really. She did repair the hull, patched it up, but not before a few nasty things snuck in. Some little creatures known as void roaches that had gotten into the ship and were running amok, creating chaos. Vax was able to actually eat some of these, but in the process, Yara slowly but surely gave up to everyone that she had a pet on the ship when she wasn't supposed to. Sanha found out, Oshan found out. I actually technically don't think Zohar knows yet, if I'm right about that. You did not. Zohar didn't find it, right?
Nah, she
No?
had her own
Okay.
problems to deal with last episode.
Yeah. So, Yara is in hot water with, that's gonna come back around, but Yara's in hot water with Sanha, for having a pet on the ship. Nonetheless, they agreed that basically Yara could keep it for now, as long as it's not sentient. Otherwise, if it is, it has to go. If it's not, it can be kept as a scientific sample. Seems fair enough. Meanwhile, Zohar's little brain demon, void demon, brain hitchhiker, as I like to call it, has been getting around. From the time Zohar found that from the time that she mind melded with Navari, her little friend has now spread and is inside Navari as well. Zohar and Oshan had some touching moments bonding over their collective past when Oshan, during the void travel, heard a voice in his head. A familiar voice, one that he'd not heard in many, many years, but one that he knew. It was just shortly thereafter that the crew finally reached Amber Ocean, the next planet on their itinerary. Turned out to be more like Amber Jello Ocean, as the water was very viscous, still liquid, but much thicker than they expected. And when the void ship came out of the void tear, it was several hundred feet above the water surface. It fell, it skipped like a pebble across the surface of the water, and basically totally fucked up the bottom of the ship. The Yara went down to investigate and found that there was a massive hole in the bottom of the ship, but could not resist the temptation to investigate that there was some kind of, in the yellow liquid that makes up Amber Ocean, there was some kind of purple goo floating in there, just kind of swirling about like a lava lamp. The ever-curious Yara reached out with a piece of wood and poked it, which broke the surface tension, caused the amber liquid to surge up into the bottom of the ship, and, well, then caused the purple goo to form an arm, reach up through, grab Yara, and pull her down into the water. And that's where we left it last time. Last we saw Yara, she was sinking down to the bottom of Amber Ocean. And we watch her now as she sinks. This hand around her throat, holding on tight, pulling down. We follow her as she sinks to the bottom. But we do not follow her very far. The crew has only just arrived at Amber Ocean, and they don't know that much about this planet yet, but one thing they will soon find out is that Amber Ocean, despite being an aquatic planet with only very small land masses scattered throughout it, is not very deep at all. It's only about 20 feet down to the bottom. We watch Yara sink, and we watch as her body pings off of a crystalline bubble. Our camera moves down into that bubble, out of the liquid, and into open air, where a crab-like creature bipedal crab looks up to see a little lizard girl being knocked against the glass of the little bubble in which it resides. The little crab turns its head curiously, clicks its mandibles together, and then gives whatever the sentient crab version of a shrug is, and just scuttles away. We follow that crab now as it walks winding through caverns. These crystalline bubbles, beautifully formed. They all look like little snow globes at the bottom of the sea, surrounded by this bright amber liquid on the outside, and inside these beautiful crystal balls made of some kind of crystal material that refracts sunlight from above. They glow. Even from the outside, you can see this incandescent, practically, glow that they give off. They are filled with these little crab creatures. I say little. They're about the size of a humanoid. And this little one we see is just walking along, kind of bopping as it goes, until it reaches the edge of the crystal structures. There is a door there, a kind of membrane. It looks about and walks through, exiting the crystal bubble into a darkened cave. The walls here, there is no sunlight, but the walls glow with this moss that clings to the cave walls. It is a red glow that it gives off. The little crab scuttles along through these caves, walking by this glowing red moss that clings to the walls everywhere. There is air here, clearly. It is not underwater. It is not under liquid. It walks without a care in the world. And then it walks by a rather unexpected sight. In the cave, just off a little alcove off the side of the cave, there sits, huddled together, several Salatians, Oshan's shark people of Aniar. A family. Their clothes are tattered, and they have around them random bits of detritus, bits of ships, scraps that have fallen down from above. And they hold out their hands and offer to the crab creature to trade. The crab creature reaches into a small purse, pulls out something that is apparently money, makes a little trade, and then goes about its business. In an alcove just on the other side of the one where we see this family, there sits one alone, a younger Salatian. They've just woken from a nap after another day of drudgery at the bottom of the sea. Gigi, would you like to describe your character, please?
So, Drakhan is Salatian, obviously, but whether it was the viscous liquid that they live in or whether they've always been that way, they're now more of a very dull gray color. Similar in build and style to a slightly shrunken Oshan. It's a little shorter, a little less bulky, doesn't necessarily look strong, but the way the limbs are muscled, they look fast. They're not built to pick up big, heavy objects. They're not built to do hard manual labor. They're built to move quick. And they just sit back lazily, like wiping their eyes, honestly really, really bored of all of this repeated day, every day. Just watch the families do what they do.
And you see now that there are more. You know that they call themselves Lyokans, these crab people. You see that there are more Lyokans. They tend to come into these parts of the caves around this time of day most days to see the creatures that they call the Hoarders. A rather derogatory name for you and your people and any of the other species unlucky enough to find themselves down here. And as you awaken, one walks past you, takes a look, keeps walking, and then turns back. Sees in your little alcove something of value that it wants. And it clicks to you to get your attention.
Drakhan takes a moment before responding. Whether it's an attempt to assert some sort of dominance or just that they just woke up, it's not exactly obvious. And they exhale a small sigh, and they know what he's after. They know what he wants. These Lyokans that come to him come to them because they have something strange. They have something that wasn't lost under the water, that might be slightly less damaged, that was ships that managed to crash against one of the forms of land. And they reach under the odd-shaped bed, if you can call it that, and pull out a strip of metal, a long piece, one clean sheet. And they point it towards the Lyokan.
And it clicks excitedly, snaps its claws together, reaches into a pouch, and pulls out a small little claw full of crystals. It's the same sort of crystals that the Lyokans use to make their homes. It is the currency of the day around here. When they're not paying in crystals, which is what they only pay for valuable things, they pay in food because they know that you need it. The fact that the Lyokan is even offering crystals, you can tell, means that it truly values what you have and wishes to make a deal. It would be a bit insulting for it to offer food only. But seeing this metal, its eyes light up, and it offers this decent little handful of crystals.
Drakhan takes their time to approach, stretching, arms above their head, just acclimating to being awake now. And with the claw full of crystals, looks down, quickly tries to count it, weighs it for a moment, and nods their head. Just very deftly just snatching them up and trading it exactly into the same spot all of the crystals were this piece of metal.
It gives you... The Lyokan gives you the same courtesy that they always do. It hands you the crystals, snatches the metal, puts it in a bag, and gives the most curt of bows, and then scuttles back. You know that you probably won't ever see that Lyokan again, It's difficult to tell them apart to Salatian eyes. But you also know that Lyokan will never invite you to its home. It will never open the doors to its city to you. These pleasantries that you have exchanged are the extent of the relationship that you will ever have with any Lyokan. It has always been this way in the 10 years that you've been here. That's the extent of it. And you see there are other Lyokans trading with the family across the way. And you see, coming down the hall now, arguing with another Lyokan, bartering over something, is your own mother. She is as fierce of a negotiator as she has ever been. But even now, after all these years, her fierceness seems more ridiculous now than it probably ever has, as in vain as it all is. She is insisting to get an extra food ration for some small scrap of metal, a bolt that sunk to the bottom of the sea. And you see her gesticulating kind of wildly with this Lyokan, trying to get through to it. She knows some rudimentary pieces of their language and is sort of like clicking along, trying to get through. And the Lyokan just shakes its head. And she just says, fine, fine. And takes a little pellet, only about the size of half a fist, of the gunk that they have the nerve to call food, and walks your way, breaks it in half, and tosses half of it to you.
I just catch it, look at it with this level of disdain, this disgust that after all these years, we're still relegated to pellets from these crabs.
Good morning.
That looked like a complete waste of your time.
What do you want from me? It's food.
Is it?
It'll keep you alive,
I mean, it's
I think.
fair
Smells like
enough.
food.
It smells like garbage. It always does.
I don't... Do you have a better plan, Drakhan? Did you get any food today?
And Drakhan pulls out a single one of the crystals that they got and shows it to their mother. Not food, but better than food. They'll
We'll
give you a
guess.
lot of food for one of these.
Good job. Can't buy their respect, though, can you? This'll have to do.
The fact that you still try for it is disgusting.
You may keep those opinions of yours to yourself. I am trying to keep us alive. And if that means that if they are more willing to negotiate with us, if they like us more, and may offer us better prices and better bargains, then more the better, I say. I don't see what's wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it as long as your goals are to live off their scraps.
All right. She sits down, cross-legged on the cave floor. So tell me, do we lead a violent revolution over our crab overlords? Is that what we do?
That seems to be your go-to plan for everything, so why not?
That was a long time ago.
Maybe for
I'd like to
you.
think we've learned something. Maybe for me?
I was young when it happened. 10 years is a lot longer for you than it is for me.
Will there ever come a day where I don't have to explain myself to you over this anymore? About why we did what we did? Or will you hate me for this forever?
I don't think I can answer that for you, Mother. But I think you have a whole lot of other people to feed that rely on you a lot more than I do now.
You're right. You don't need me. You're a big Salation now. Self-sufficient. You don't need your mama looking after you anymore. So I'll just be taking that. And she snatches the food pellet. And you can find your own breakfast. You can see the fire. You can see the rage that she wants to just explode on you. But it's then she realizes that other people in your community, some other Salations, people of other species that have ended up here, are watching. And to blow up on one's child is unbecoming of a leader. She bites her tongue, nods, and trudges back off down the hallway, down the cave hallway, toward the rest of her people, as she calls them. Drakhan, what do you do with a day at the bottom of the sea? How do you pass the time?
Honestly, this day has been just like every other. You wake up, you sell scraps, you fight with your parents. It seems that all of these days have become one long decade of just the same day. The only difference is everyone's gotten a little older, a little more exhausted by it. You keep busy, whether it's carving into the walls and the moss and watching it just eke away as though it actually feels pain and then reform when you're done. You have conversations, you try and make friends, but Drakhan, after, and especially on one of these days where there's been a little bit of an argument and they know that the attention is on them, decide it's time to go for a swim, to go somewhere where they can be alone, somewhere they can be away from this. Because as beautiful as it is to a lot of people under this amber ocean, this gelatinous goo, to them it just feels like prison. And a jail sentence that they never earned.
So you know that to get out of here, the bottom of the ocean, more like a, yeah, well, at the bottom of this very shallow ocean, there are fissures in the planet where gas comes up from below, from these sort of hydrothermal vents. And the ocean, the viscosity is so great that when the gas comes up, it forms these bubbles that just remain there. It's breathable air. It's places that you can, when you exit the caves, you can find these bubbles where you can just pop right in to the sea and go see the sun. You know what's up there, of course. It's not your first day. You know, although you'll never forget that first day. You know that being above the surface, above the top of the water, the surface of the water, is dangerous for a time, but it's your only chance to see the sun. And as you walk through the caves, past the teeming masses of the sickly, of the hungry, of the displaced refugees, really, that your mother calls her people. As you see their utterly destitute faces. Some avert their gaze. Some look at you with respect, knowing that you are the child of the person they call their leader. Some look at you with disdain, knowing that you have more than they do, even though all of you have effectively nothing. You walk past that entrance to the crystalline domes where the Laokans live, the place you are forbidden to go, that you will always have to look at from the outside, where the Laokans live in relative comfort compared to you, and where you and your people are forbidden to tread, always have been, always will be. And you hear, just a little ways on, the cavern, the place that your people call the Singing Stones, a tear in the planet. Above it, you can swim up and see the light. Below, the fissure where the gas escapes, are these green rocks that if you just bend your ear toward them, sound like they're forever vibrating. Just a slight. And these, you know that those creatures above, for some reason, they want them. They try to get to them, but they can't. Because as soon as they touch that amber liquid, it burns their skin. You're not the only thing that's trapped here. This planet is a prison for everyone. You and your people, you're just the newest inmates on the cell block. And as you reach that cavern of the Singing Stones, you look up to the liquid above, the thick amber liquid, and you see, frankly, the most unexpected sight you could ever think to see. For the first time in a decade. A ship. Intact. Floating on the surface.
Oh, this is amazing. I knew someday this would happen. I guess today's as good a day as any. And I start moving up, working my way through the layers of goo to get to this ship.
It's a difficult swim, it always is. It's thick. But you and your people are just significantly better swimmers than everybody else. So you can do it. As you get closer, and it comes into sharper view, you can see the grandeur of this. This is not just some little dinghy. This is a real void-faring vessel. This is something that can take you anywhere. This is a golden ticket. Yes, it looks a little damaged, certainly, but it's mostly there. You can go anywhere you want on board this thing. As Drakhan is swimming up toward this thing, what are they thinking of? Where do they see as the dream where they could be?
I think the first thing that goes through Drakhan's head is anywhere but here. Just at the initial first thought is just, I just want to be somewhere else. And then it hits with a bit of sadness that this is home now, that there is no home to go back to outside of this place. There's nowhere else that they know except the place they were cast away from and this place. But even after all of that, the only picture that really appears inside their head is clear blue water. The ability to swim, to actually swim again. And on a ship like that, they'd have plenty of time to figure out where that was.
You feel such a lift as you swim up. And as you focus on that thought, clear blue water, it's like the amber ocean around you is thinning at your will. It's like you're already there. You can taste it. You can feel it. It's cool. It's cold. And as you rise to the surface, it's warm. And it's salty. And it's every beautiful thing you remember that water could be. It's reached that sad point now. It's been 10 years. It's reached that sad point where it's like an old friend, or when someone dies and you reach that point where you realize you can't remember what their voice sounds like anymore. Where you don't really remember what they smelled like around them. Those sensory things are just gone. Maybe if you smelled it again, or you heard it again, you'd remember in an instant, but you can't ever have that sensation again. And you've been away from real water for 10 years. But just looking on that vessel, you remember. You remember, and it feels so good. As you come up to the surface, you see that this vessel is sitting back a ways. The back of its hull is damaged and has sunk. but you know that things don't sink easily in the Amber Ocean. It's thick. And while some of the liquid got into the hull, it hasn't sunk any further, it just sort of rocked back. You can also tell that means it ain't going anywhere. You also see an unexpected sight. Off in the distance, hasn't noticed you yet, probably hasn't noticed the ship yet, is one of them. The length of 2 semi-trucks, swirling around in the sky. You instinctively breathe shallow because you know the air up here is toxic. You can withstand it better than most, but it will get to you eventually. And you see that thing, giant snake-like, swirling around in the sky, spraying this noxious mist. About 300 yards off. But none of that matters. There's a void vessel in front of you. What do you do?
Drakhan kind of thinks out loud for a bit. So, we're damaged, but we're not so damaged. We're not completely fixable. And a ship like that has got to have a way to repair itself. But a ship like that also doesn't come here on its own. This is not going to be a group of people like my family. This is not going to be, at best opportunity. It's some rich tourists who found fun in skipping through the void tears. Well, perhaps they'll... Just too many ideas all at once. All of this, just how intensely unexpected this was, how many different factors had to go into this for today, this ship to basically fall out of the sky into their hands. And all they have to do now is not drop it. And I think they're going to do a wide circle around the ship and just slowly inch their way closer to it with each pass. And anytime they come fully up above the water, making sure that every part of them above is covered in this orange liquid, anything that will make them less attractive. To these creatures that fly through and destroy everything. But their final goal in this is to go through that hole. They want to be on this ship.
Okay. Let me go ask the rest of our Voidfarers something real quick. Be right back with you. Hi, Voidfarers. Who
Hey, fam.
among you would be the first to go on the top deck on a new planet? On this one in particular. Who do you think?
Being that he's security, he would go out first.
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
with
gonna say, like-
Navari right now, so we're just making sure that she's all right.
Oh, yeah. You were checking on Navari, yeah.
Yeah, she said something and it sounded really weird.
Yeah, I feel
We'll
like
come back.
Sanha is, doing stuff down. Like, there's such a bad landing. She's trying to figure that out, so.
Yeah. Definitely, Sanha, you can tell you felt the ship. So last you knew, Yara went below deck. You felt the ship start to sink. The tail end of the ship listed down, but then it stopped. What do you want to? Do you want to go down below? How would you?
Yeah,
like to?
I'm gonna go down below.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm already stressed out. I'm so stressed out. Oh yeah. Yeah, no.
When you
I will
reach,
go.
yeah, when you get down below deck to the cabin, to the cargo hold at the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
you step down the flight of stairs into liquid. The whole bottom cargo hold is flooded with this thick amber liquid. It's everywhere. But it reached sort of midway up the stairs that go back upstairs. It reached about midway up and then it stopped. It seems like we reached kind of a critical mass and it's just not sinking, it's just sort of
Hanging out.
Yep, hanging out.
Oh, okay.
And you don't see Yara anywhere.
Yeah, I think I was literally thinking that. I was like trying to remember if I knew that Yara went down there, which yeah, I told her to.
Yes.
A lot happens in a week. Yeah, so I think Sanha's like running around just like, Yara? Yara, where are you? Like desperately trying to find her. Do I see Vax though?
You don't see Vax, but you hear Vax. You hear frantic
I felt
coming from further in the cargo hold. You hear a frantic.
Yeah, I go running to Vax then. I go running to Vax to see what is up with him.
Yeah, so that would require you to basically wade like waist deep in this liquid.
Worth it.
So you know.
For Yara, it's worth it.
You step down into the amber liquid. It comes up to about your waist. And nothing happens. Other than that, it's thick and awkward to wade through, but it doesn't harm you in any way. It's just like wading through Jello. It seems like a, if I'm going to get physicsy for a second here, it's like a non-Newtonian fluid. It's when you apply pressure to it, it pushes back, basically. It gets thicker the more pressure you apply to it. If you sit still, it kind of levels off. So as you kind of wade through it, it is kind of moving through quicksand, but you can do it. And
yeah,
when you
no,
come
I
into
will.
the cargo hold. Yeah. When you wade to the cargo hold, you see Vax just frantically like doggy paddling in this.
What is going on, you miserable creature? What happened? Where's Yara?
And it's like, it definitely looks like Vax can't effectively swim, and is just, and Vax starts to like doggy paddle toward you.
Sanha grabs onto it to help balance. But as she does, she looks at him and just, I should let you drown. I should. It would make my life a lot easier. Where's Yara?
And it keeps looking down.
Okay. I'm
And
gonna.
that's when you see the hull.
Yeah. I mean, we knew. We knew.
It's a
There's
big one.
Yeah, the ship's sinking. Shit. Okay. Did Yara use all of the repair fluid from before? Like the repair kit?
There might be more.
Okay.
You'd probably have to dive to grab. They were in boxes that were in the cargo holds. You'd probably have to dive down and get one out of there.
Is there a place is there a place that's still high that I could put Vax? Like a surface table?
Yeah, you could put Vax like back up on the stairs, and Vax would be okay there.
Yeah, I do that. I put Vax there. I look at him and I'm like, don't move. I saved you once. If you drown, that's on you. I'm not gonna save you again.
Here's what I want to do, though.
But I want it.
But I want to do something real quick. Where's my stupid... I always keep the page on the character sheet because I always forget the names of your skills and I have to cross-reference them. Basically what I did, the same kind of check I did before with Yara. Oh, here it is. A persuasion check to see how well you can command an animal. Yara had animal handling as a skill. I don't think you have that. But
no, but I mean, I have points in persuasion, so that's great. That's fine. I do have. Okay, so I'm gonna reach. I do have this ability. I do have this ability composed, which would give me +1 to any roll that is based to like fear or intimidate or awe someone. And I would make the argument that's
trying to scare it.
Oh yeah. Sanha doesn't like this thing nor the situation that this thing has put her in. So yeah, she's 100% trying to argue with it, and like
scare it into compliance.
Yeah, I'm not your friend. I'm not your bestie. I'm not one of your little pals. I'm not not Yara.
I'll allow it. I think that's good.
Cool.
Trying to scare it into not moving.
Cool. So that is technically it's a willpower. That's why I wanted to ask first. So
a willpower. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Oh, I have so many menus, so many pages open. Oh goodness. Okay. And then I'm adding 2.
All right.
Fuck. Yeah, that's an 8. 8.
All right. Average difficulty is 7, so you put the fear of God into an animal, and
good.
It Vax just like sits like a good boy, like on the steps, and doesn't move.
Okay, I'll be back. And she's gonna turn around and go to the hole in the hull and dive down to try to figure this out, this whole situation. Sorry, I just
Yep. Oh, things in green room chat we can't tell you about. Okay.
Also, sir, you're just realizing this now? Anyway, moving on.
Anyway. Alright, so you're gonna dive down and try to find a repair kit down there.
Yes.
Alright. That will be an awareness test.
Oh shit. I'm pretty sure. Yep. Cool. We're gonna roll that flat, pals.
Tut tut. I guess people need to donate some rerolls.
Hey.
It is this liquid is 2 C's thick. It is 3 C's thick. And
yeah,
you are having trouble moving through it, let alone every time you open your eyes under it, it's really hard to see through too.
me and my little bird
navigating your way.
bones. Yeah.
And your little bird bones, which means you probably float like extra good on top of this too.
Yeah.
Because just the difference in density. Getting through
Sorry,
this would be
now I
real
just
hard.
have this. Now I just have this vision of Sanha going like full duck on the surface of this ocean.
On the surface of... That's how she does it too, though, right? She like goes duck on the surface and then gets to a point and then tries to dive down, puts her feet up in the air.
Because
but it
that's
doesn't
how
work.
you swim. That's how people swim.
This is how she did that. That's just how you swim, okay? It's not weird. No bird jokes.
Mom taught me how to swim. This is how she taught me how to swim.
It's not weird. That is not how people swim, Commando. But you can't get at it. You have no luck getting at the repair kit.
But Vax can't swim, right? Vax
Vax really is not good at swimming. Yeah, Vax.
But Vax will sink.
Water.
Vax will
Vax
sink, right?
will sink, yeah. Eventually, yeah.
Vax!
Vax is sitting on the stairs like a good boy. Like, actually sitting.
Come here, come here, come here.
Brr. Brr.
It's okay.
Puts, like, a little paw in the water. And then, like, pulls it back.
No, come here. I got you, come here.
Really tentatively puts paws out and goes in your hands.
Cool. Sanha is going to essentially try to like cling to the back of Vax so that the two of us will sink like rocks and I can get to where I need to go.
This is the most cold-blooded Sanha tactic I have thus far seen. Oh my god. Holy crap. Save this animal when you're done, though. Please. Wow. Roll. Okay. This is about getting you and Vax out of here alive.
Yeah.
Roll. God, what the hell do you even call this? Just roll stamina.
Stamina? Okay, that's a flat roll.
Stamina, yeah.
I can't believe I'm doing this. This is so fucked up. I actually love animals.
Yeah? Oh, you got another one. That's amazing. I was like, what? You didn't even roll yet. And oh, I see. It's the same.
I did.
Yeah. Never
Oh
let
God.
Sanha around the animals.
Oh my god.
Vax just starts to struggle and starts to sink. And you start to like go down, and you can see that there is like a box down there that probably is a repair kit. But Vax just, it's like a cat in a bath. Vax just freaks out and starts thrashing madly and thrashes out of your arms and doggy paddles his way back over to the stairs. And then when he reaches the stairs, bolts straight up and runs away.
Shit. And I just like go up like a fucking buoy. I'm just like whoop.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Sanha
Let me
is
ask
going
you the question
to...
that Sanha hates to hear. Is it time to ask for help?
No! It's time to go command somebody. I'm gonna go out to the top of the deck. It's not asking for help if I give an order.
As it's not asking for help if I give an order is the single most Sanha thing I have ever heard in my entire life.
She's sick. It's a sickness.
All right. As you head up there, we're gonna go see Zohar real quick. Zohar, you were just with Navari, and Navari. A strange voice erupted from Navari, and one that you recognize. I believe the last thing Navari said was,
I feel better already.
You're muted. Oh, I heard that. Speak again. Oh. Yeah, I can't hear you. All right, well, while you work that out, we're gonna go up top. Sanha is heading up to the top deck, but Oshan was already up there. Oshan, you headed to the top deck as soon as the ship touched down. When you come out onto the top deck, the first thing that hits you is that the air is acrid. You immediately feel like you're like huffing spray paint. The air is heavy, it is toxic. You feel it burn your lungs as soon as you step out. There's something in the air that does not like you, and you will probably have to cover your mouth and cover your nose to be able to just exist out here. What do you use I think that would occur to Oshan pretty quickly, so like what would you use to
The first
cover up?
he just pulls out like a handkerchief from his pocket. It like ties it around his face and his nose to keep his nose and his mouth as like a filtration system, like a makeshift filtration system, so he can breathe comfortably as he heads outside. And he was actually, because of the name of the planet, he was ready to take a deep breath of that ocean air, but then he just got that hard realization that this is not happy ocean air, and he just coughs and quickly puts that handkerchief over his face.
Yeah. It is not the happy ocean air you were hoping for. It's bad. And actually, I don't believe that you see your old friend just yet, so let's have a moment together, shall we? You see water, as expected. You see gold, liquid, amber. As far as the eye can see, you don't see anything resembling a landmass. You don't see even the tiniest spit of land. You don't see the tiniest island. You don't see anything, just flat amber. What you do see, about 300 yards off, is a creature flying through the air. It is the length, in human terms here, the length of about 2 semi-trucks end to end. It is a giant fish snake-like creature. It has it's a long snake-like body, but has long fins, a big dorsal fin that runs the full length of its body. It has a bluish green skin and a bright red fins, both on the top and then two fins on the bottom that run alongside of flippers, almost like a manatee. And it is snaking through the sky. And you can see that this is the source of the acrid air on this planet. It has these holes on the sides of its body that are just letting out gas as it goes. And it just flies lazily over the surface. You cannot tell if it's dangerous, but it's longer than your ship. It could crush it with its own weight if it wanted to.
He pulls out that little sketch pad from his pocket, looks up at the thing, and he pulls out a little charcoal pencil and just starts sketching it. And after he does like a nice little rudimentary sketch of this thing, he marks down that this thing is creating this acidic feel in the air, just for notes to remind, well, of course, Yara and Sanha, so they can pass off these details to the rest. Then he looks around again, and is there like a ladder that goes down from the deck of the ship to that could be used as like a boarding ladder?
Yeah, on the side of the ship, you mean? Yes, yeah.
Okay, so he goes over to the boarding ladder and rolls it down, and he climbs down the boarding ladder just a bit to kind of just get a better look at this amber water, like just not touching the water, but just hanging off the side of the ship on the ladder, looking at this water to see if he can get a better look at it.
You climb down the side of the ship, more toward the surface, to get a better look at this amber liquid. You see two things that you really didn't expect to see. Number one, you can see the bottom. You can see all the way down to the bottom of this amber ocean. And down there, you can see these crystalline domes and little pockets of air. It's only about 20 feet down. But that isn't the strangest thing. The thing you see that you really didn't expect to see is a wake. Something is swimming nearby.
I scan around trying
Very
to
close.
locate where the source of this wake is, which direction this creature is swimming, how far they are, how fast they're moving, trying to figure that out. Like thinking back to all my lessons of underwater combat and just dealing with underwater creatures in general, just recalling all that knowledge.
You follow the trail. You're well trained. You don't have to roll for this. You follow the trail of this wake. You see where the creature would have had to have been swimming. You realize that from where you're standing right now, it has been swimming laps around your ship. To you, following wakes in the water is like a skilled huntsman following tracks. You know how to do this. You see this thing has been hunting you. It swam around your ship. And that wake leads you right under your ship. And you know there's a hole in the bottom of your ship. This thing has boarded. In all likelihood, it's on board.
Okay. He looks at that.
What do you do?
He sits and thinks. I could head it off at the pass. And meet it inside. Or I could follow the trail, go up through the bottom of the ship. If it already went inside, I could track it down, but... Damn it. He books it down to where the hole in the ship was at.
As you run clean past Weiha, who's just coming out of his cabin. You run past the cabin where Zohar and Navarre are. You run all the way down to the very bottom of the ship, where that hull has been broken. And all the way at the bottom is where you find Sanha just coming up, and also Vax, who runs clean by you, bolting up for the top deck. But the first person you encounter when you reach the bottom is Sanha.
Oshan, perfect. Exactly the person I need.
Commander, what are you doing here? You cannot be in this room right now.
Oshan, please stop. As your commander, I tell you to go and fix the hole in the ship. Please. Don't fuck the please. No, I'm your commander. Go fix the hole in the ship.
Okay. First of all, Commander, I am currently tracking. I believe we may have an invader on this vessel. Did you see anything come through the hole?
Sinking? No, I didn't. But this vessel that's sinking? Priorities, Oshan.
My priorities is to protect the people of the crew, Commander. If I've noticed a threat, I have to take care of it.
And what are we going to do if there's no ship for these people to be on? I understand where you're coming from, and we will deal with things one at a time, but for now, I need you to go repair this hole in this ship. We have a lot of things to worry about. What?
I understand that right now the ship is sinking, but this seems like one of those moments that we all need to do our part.
I am doing my part. What, Oshan, you don't think I didn't try? I wouldn't be asking you this if I had done it myself.
I understand, Commander, but there's a threat in the ship. I have to take care of it. In basic Sanha, in basic training, we went over how to fix the hull of a ship.
I can't get down there, okay? I physically can't.
He takes his hands and he puts them on her shoulders. Commander. No. Sanha. I understand. Right now we're in a serious moment. Our ship is sinking. We may have we have a threat right now that could be either on the ship or could get on the ship. And I understand this is a moment where we feel overwhelmed, we feel in over our heads. But right now, this moment, I need you to be the best commander that you can be.
I can't find Yara. Vax is down here by himself and I can't find Yara. I sent her here and I can't find her.
I'll go into the hole and I'll find Yara.
Do you promise?
Let Weiha know there is a hole in the ship. And where did Vax go? We need to find Vax before anyone else finds him.
I'll find Vax, but please, 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 like, just please take care of it, please.
As you wish. And he goes to dive into the hole.
And as you dive down into the cargo hold, the water is thick, but you can swim through it. Don't know if anybody else could, but you are strong enough to do it. You dive down into the cargo hold. You see that hole in the ship. And you also see yourself looking into a set of eyes you haven't seen in 10 years. Coming up through the bottom of the ship at the same time you were going down is your old friend. And you two lock eyes beneath the water.
Oshan.
You're muted, Wally.
He just
I thought you were doing
swims
that on purpose
directly.
at first, actually.
So did I. I was like, dang.
I was like,
that
oh,
is
underwater,
good.
you're... Okay, cool.
Yeah, I thought about it. He just swims directly at Drakhan. And it's like, he like holds his hands out to them, like, not sure if this is like a trick that the void is playing on him or not. And goes to like touch their shoulders and touch their face.
Drakhan definitely lets this happen, but they don't reciprocate the contact. It's just even seeing you is enough to kind of jolt them into a very strange spot. But you came back for me. You came to save me.
I didn't know you were here. We just came to this planet as part of our mission to explore planets, but I didn't know this is where you went.
Oh.
Drakhan, I didn't know you were here. Are you real?
Khan just holds a hand up in front of their face. Checks both sides. Puts a fingertip on the center of Oshan's forehead. Seems as real as you are. This is the world's worst mirror.
This.
I thought maybe you had been looking for me.
There hasn't been a day I haven't thought about you.
What are you doing here? Why? How did you get this ship? How are you? Why are you? What is?
I'm here. I'm working. I'm with my crew. I'm working security on this ship. We have a mission to. But we're voidfarers now. I went through basic training and graduated.
Of course you did.
I can travel the void. I thought maybe that if I got myself on a void ship, I'd come and find you one day. I knew the odds were very low, but I always had a thought that maybe I would find you.
Is everyone else, are they Salatian too?
No, they're not. I'm the only Salatian on the ship.
They aren't gonna like it much here.
I can tell. The air, it's thick and acidic. That creature that flies above, it's dispensing a gas into the air that makes it almost unlivable.
Everyone lives
Then
down here now.
His eyes widen suddenly. Are your family here? I see.
I can't say they'll be happy to see you.
They won't. Drakhan. I am sorry.
I want to say it's okay. Like when we were kids and we would accidentally hurt each other or get the other one in trouble for something we'd done. But you let them take me here. You don't know what it's like here, what it's been like down there, how we have to live, how maybe someday it will be something I can say, oh, it's okay, Oshan, don't worry about it. But not right now. Not having lost 10 years to you and everyone else in your family.
That is true. My words, they can't do anything. I should have said something. I should have spoken up. I should have spoken to Mother. I should have told her to take you in. I should have said something. I should have.
But you didn't.
I should have.
And what happened has happened. And where we are now is where we are now. But, and their demeanor kind of just entirely shifts. What was them frustrated and emotional, angry and intense is now almost light-hearted. It seems you have a very nasty hole, and I don't want to be here, and I doubt you all want to be here. Maybe we can get that fixed together.
Oh. This is true. You can't help us with fixing the hole in the ship. You've always been good with that.
There are parts and all sorts of things that we have or can find from other ships.
Do you know where there are wrecked vessels around here?
I know where there were wrecked vessels around here.
He laughs a bit, kind of like reminiscing back to when they were kids, when they said the same thing to him before of, you know where to find this, and they would reply the same way. And he's like, he has this moment where he sobs. It's like a happy sob because he didn't think he'd find his friend after this long time. Okay. Take me to where you find this wreckage at.
Drakhan just kind of like looks around them, looks up towards, well, I guess looks out since they're in the ship at this point, and just kind of laughs. It's everywhere, but I can breathe up there. And down here, you're not the first ship. And you landed a lot softer than most of them do. Usually it's dropping a piece of fruit from the top of your roof straight onto the pavement. It just... Let's figure out what we need and move forward from there.
Yes, let's do that. We will need to figure out what we could do from the inside also. Let's go. And he goes to swim back up through that hole, back into the ship.
So were you leading
Drakhan
Drakhan
right back.
Leading Drakhan up into the ship? Get ready to meet the family. While they head back inside, we're going to catch up with Zohar, who was with Navari. What's happening to me?
When you say you're feeling better already, which one of you is feeling better already?
I can't tell. Might be all the answer that you need. Hey.
Can I ask you something?
Of course.
Because to answer what's happening to you, it's important for me to know, do your people, do the column have any kind of ritual or any taboo surrounding anybody being touched by the void.
My people understand the void as inextricable from this world. The worlds touch each other in places. It is not our place to judge if it also touches individuals. I never thought of myself as void touched, though I do know how to manipulate the void. But this is different. I feel like I'm watching my life through a lens. That I'm somewhere outside of my own body, looking down on myself. My body is moving, but I'm not behind the controls. Something else is moving it. I've been pushed out of the driver's seat. Is this what it's like for you? All the time?
It was a lot like that at first. It took a long time to get adjusted. Although, the fact that you were already attuned to it before this happened might mean that some of the other things that were harder for me won't be quite so difficult for you. It's really disorienting, though. And I'm sorry, I wouldn't have suggested that we do this if I knew that was what was going to happen.
I suppose it doesn't matter now. You should go. You have a planet to explore. We both have a job to do. I've sent the Mind Nebula back. To inform the consortium of our next destination. I'll let you know when I hear anything. I'm just letting them know that we've arrived at the Amber Ocean.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that this is
For what?
that this is your life. It's awful to feel this way.
Sometimes. But don't be sorry. My life's been a good one. I don't regret it. I regret things I've done. And things I haven't, but you're gonna be okay.
I regret nothing.
That wouldn't make a lot of sense for you. I think you're everywhere all at once. I feel like the concept of even making choices is something that must be so foreign to you.
I feel like I understood you once. Since you brought me home, I feel different. I feel like I know myself for the first time since we met. You may not understand it, but things just make sense to me now. I am meant to be inside this one, and here I shall remain. I am not everywhere. Not yet.
Just go.
Okay.
Go!
Gonna go look for the commander.
And Navari shuts her cabin door behind you as she weeps. Gonna go look for the commander, eh?
Mm-hmm.
You find the commander a deck below on the crew deck. With Oshan and with someone you have never seen before.
Commander. Where's Yara?
I don't know. I'm trying to find her. Oshan. Oshan, who is this? What's going on? Louder, I can't hear you.
Commander Zohar, this is Drakhan. It's a childhood friend of mine. Their family is currently here living on this planet. They can assist us in fixing the ship. They can survive
Are you sure?
in the elements of this planet.
I can survive in the elements of this planet. They struggle.
Who?
I take it neither of you have been up above yet.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I just need one thing taken care of, and that is this ship. So if you are a person who is capable of doing that, then you should be doing it already.
Drakhan just looks over at Oshan with this little side eye of is this a moment like when your dad's on a trip and we just need to smile, nod, and say yes, sir?
Oshan glances over at Drakhan and does a...
I can make that happen. Oshan and I'll have an easier time than everyone else getting through the water.
Good.
But don't go up above unless you have to. And if you do you have things to help you breathe?
We probably
water has-
do. Arbiter?
Oh, you probably do.
Yeah.
In the cargo hold.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, serious question. Do demons need air?
This is
This
the
is a
most
serious
like
question.
role-playing question I have ever heard in my life. You have now officially
with
topped
serious
the time I asked if I
implications
could
as well.
check a butterfly.
Like, while you think about that, oh, Sean.
I'm breaking down on the inside. Me, Liv, the player.
Are you sure that this is wise?
Zohar.
It's been a
We
long
have
time, and I don't want to overstep, but I knew your mother well. She just kind of looks meaningfully in the direction of Drakhan and then back at Oshan, like, is this basically like, are you okay?
Blink twice if you need help.
Exactly.
Sanha's doing this mental math of like, wait, you knew Oshan's mom? What? Like,
Oh shit, yeah, no one else knew that. Oh.
no one else knows.
Well,
But now I do.
Oshan looks over at Zohar. He nods, says, "If you're asking that, then you must be aware of what happened."
yeah. Pretty impossible to miss.
I kind of like glances at Drakhan, knowing this like must be really awkward to talk about.
We don't need to involve the rest of the family. They don't need to know that you're here unless they come across your ship on their own.
And if they find out?
I don't know. Supposedly they've moved on. But I can't speak for what they'd do. I can't speak for what anyone down there would do if they found out there was a functional ship up here. Because it's not just us. There's, I guess you can call them towns. It's caves. There are people. There are a lot of people. And there are other creatures down there that would honestly probably be far friendlier to you than to us, because you would have all sorts of new things they've never seen before. But there is air down there. You can breathe down there, but up above, I wouldn't risk it unless you really do want to face death.
Oh, Sean. This is a good friend if they're willing to risk the wrath of their entire family to help you out. I trust you. I can stay here and help the commander. Maybe do a patch job, buy some time until you both get back.
Thank you, Zohar.
But you would literally be saving our lives.
Yes. While we're down there, also, we will go looking for Yara. From what Liv told me, that they fell into the hole.
You've lost one down there.
We haven't lost them yet.
Hopefully she finds the air. It'll buy us far more time than we could possibly need.
You find her. Bring her back.
And while we're down there, you handle the patch job. A light patch job that can at least buy us more time on the ship. We'll go find supplies and find Yara.
All right, then. I'll get to work. Don't waste any time.
Are you ready, Drakhan?
More than I've ever been in my entire life.
He smiles a bit, and then he walks over to the edge of the water, and he then says, in probably the most playful tone you have ever heard Oshan say anything the entire time you have known him. First one to the ocean floor wins, and he dives right into the water.
You have always been a cheater. Drakhan's just right behind him.
So while Drakhan and Oshan race to the ocean floor, Zohar, you're going to do a little patch job. Anything else you want to do?
Yep. Well, I was kind of hoping I could talk to Navari and figure out what's going on with, everything turning into metal. But that seems like it's probably off the table, so maybe we could go find Weha.
Read the room. Yeah.
He's a navigator. He knows Void stuff. Maybe he can help out.
All right. You find Weha. You find Weha on the crew deck outside of his cabin, and he is just coming back down the ladder from the top deck. Clearly, he tried to go out there and quickly realized it ain't good. And he's coming down going, oh man, do not go out there. That's bad. That's really bad. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oof. This place sucks.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my least favorite planets I've ever been on. And it's also only the third planet I've ever been on. But it's the worst of the three.
Yep, total garbage. Total garbage. What's going on?
Hey.
Everything okay?
We have a giant hole in the hull of the ship. Any chance I could get your
Everything
help
not
with that?
okay?
I want to. No, very much not. Well, that's the worst part of it. The next worst part of it is we're down a crew member, and the third worst part of it is that Oshan's childhood best friend child of his family's nemesis is with him, but they seem okay. So, patch job. I need help.
Patch job. Yeah, I can help with that.
Let's do it.
All the way down below.
Yep.
Cargo hold, probably. Yeah. Cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not a very good swimmer. Probably have to help me with that, but yeah, I can help. Did you see the giant leviathans that fly around the sky, by the way? Because that's a problem we got to worry about too.
I did.
Yeah. And then there's something else weird. I ran up there for a minute, wanted to see what's going on, and there's this, there's the big flying snake things. Don't like that. That's bad. But then there's this stuff in the water. It's like blue, purple. And it's just kind of... It's kind of trippy, like a lava lamp, man. It's just kind of floating around in there. And it was... It looked a little agitated. I don't know. It just letting you know, I'm not the Voidfarer here, man. I'm just a navigator, but when it comes to collecting local flora and fauna, like, I would take a hard look at that, because that's kind of freaking me out.
Well, when we get Yara back, for sure. She's definitely the one to do that.
What? Wait, what?
That was the second thing. Sandwiched in between the giant hole and Oshan's childhood best friend in the middle is Yara's gone missing.
Wow, that was a lot of heavy stuff in a row. I think I blanked that. Whoa.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Trying not to panic right now, but she's very smart. She's very curious. She seems to have really good luck in dangerous situations. Like with the carnivorous plants back last place that we went.
Yeah.
She's got that.
Pretty lucky, I guess. But if she's down there, man, like, I don't think Yara can breathe underwater. Oh, man. Can I just say, by the way, been on a few of these void journeys in my time. I really like you, Zohar. Like, you're super chill. The rest of your crew, nice people. This is still the worst void journey I've been on. Like, things are really going wrong fast. I just want you to know this is not normal. Like, at all. It's bad.
Wait,
Super sucks. Yeah.
Were you ever on this ship before this
Sentinel?
trip?
Nah. First time.
You never heard anything weird about it or about its history?
No. I don't think so.
Is he telling the
What are
truth?
you thinking?
I'm trying to get a
Is he
read on
telling
him.
the truth?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Roll an awareness test.
$11.
He looks up at you with those big, old, bored eyes of his wide, staring, always permanently a little bit watery eyes. And you sense that this little dude wouldn't know insincerity if it hit him in the face. He is exactly what he presents himself as being. He is authentically Weha. And you rolled quite well. The idea of like duplicity with Weha just doesn't feel right with you at all. It doesn't fit his character.
Okay. I heard
Hole in the ship.
something that... Yep. Let's
You heard something? What?
work while we talk.
Yeah. So let's
heard-
do an Aaron Sorkin walk and talk as we go downstairs.
Just because I have things I want to ask him, but we can do this while we do ship carpentry. Like, what else are we gonna do? Just like hammer our thumbs and go "ow" really loudly? No. I heard something frightening about this ship before we left. That it had gone
Oh, yeah?
into
What's
the
that?
void. It had gone into the void once before, and it came back empty, without any crew on board it. You've been on so many of these, but you, I'm guessing, didn't know about this.
Nah, man, that's bad juju.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think we're all in worse danger than what we can find here on this planet, so I need you to answer this next question very seriously.
Serious
Do
is
you
my middle name, man. But really.
Do you trust Navari? I know you don't like her, but do you trust her?
Oh, man. I don't know, Zoe. Like, she sucks.
Mhm.
But like, you're
But
asking
does she
like,
have...
you're asking like if she's like the kind of person that'd be like complicit in people disappearing and stuff.
No. I'm asking, do you trust her to have your back? I haven't said anything about this to her. I think she deserves to know, but you know her the best and the longest, so...
Look, my thing with her has always been that I trust her to have the consortium's back. You know?
Okay.
I don't think she'd... I don't know, man. We're not friends. But if she had to choose between you or me and her people and the consortium, I don't know, man. I feel like it'd be the consortium all day. But maybe I don't really know her. Maybe I'm judging her all wrong. That's just how I feel.
Well, it doesn't make sense for the consortium to want an entire crew of seasoned voidfarers to disappear. Or at least, I don't think it makes sense.
Nah. I mean,
I'm so far out of my depth
Voidfarers-
being here.
I mean, y'all are expensive. It costs a lot to put people through training. What do you want to just send them off to disappear? That doesn't make any sense.
Mm-mm.
I'm valuable.
Even
I'm
on
the
a
best
trip
damn
like
navigator
this.
in the galaxy. You're gonna send me off to disappear? I know what I'm worth. And hey, you're worth plenty too. You're a legend, man. I don't know how you do that thing with the... By the way, your hand's really metally. That's a new thing. I noticed that.
Yeah,
Definitely noticed that. It's
I
like
was going to
high
ask
level with
you
me, so-
about that because Davari said that she didn't know. And I thought maybe you would.
With the hand thing?
Yeah, well, I mean, like you use the void to navigate the ship and everything. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, I've known lots of people that can manipulate the void. I've met other void touch before too, but I've never met one like you, man. Whatever you got going on is your own thing. You're an original,
Okay.
man. You okay? I'm sorry, I don't mean to stress you out. Just like, there's only one of you. That's what I'm saying. I mean that both in a good and a bad way.
Yeah. I just miss when everything was trees and people I knew. You know what I mean?
That's when you realize that Weha is staring past you with his eyes wide.
What?
Turn around like real slow. And that's when you see. He warned you about the lava lamp goo that was swimming in the water.
Oh no.
As you reach the bottom of the crew deck, it has come up through the hole in the bottom of the ship. It has formed. It has risen from the water in a small pillar and formed something roughly humanoid that looks upon you now. You don't belong here.
Sure don't. And I'm gonna be leaving as soon as I can. Just as soon as I get this hole in this ship patched up, which you're standing right in the middle of. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna need you to just move along here and we'll be out of your way in just a minute. Realistically, probably 30 minutes.
Is she yours? The small one that came to see us. Is she yours?
She's ours. Yes. She is. Where is she?
Take her.
Is she safe?
She still draws breath. You may have her back. If you leave at once. This planet is a prison. We have seen too many suffer. The Lyokans once lived above the water. And then the Sky Eaters came. They poisoned the air. Forced them beneath the sea. The Sky Eaters want what is down there, but they may not have it. The Lyokans want what is above the water, but they may not have it. We wish to have what is inside of their crystal dome, but we may not have it. The Hoarders wish to survive, but they are trapped. Everything here is trapped, and you will be too, unless you leave at once. We have witnessed so much pain. We can stand to see no more.
So you'll give Yara back, we get out of here, and you're just gonna stay here, what, forever? What's keeping you here? I'm sorry, I don't...
It is not your place to understand. The Lyokans keep us out. One day, we shall breach their domes. We shall have what we want. One day, the last Sky Eater will fall, and the air will be breathable again. One day, the Hoarders will rise up again, and the Lyokans as well. But it will be eons, and you don't have that long, and neither does your friend. So leave.
We'll leave when the rest of the crew gets back to the ship.
We will help you. The Void Tear lies at the bottom of the sea. We will take you there. We will escort you out. Do not ever return. You must promise that you will never return.
I promise that I, Zohar, will never return to the Ember Ocean.
You play games.
I don't presume to speak for the thing that lives inside of me.
We know not what this is. May we see?
Yes. I don't understand it either. But I can't make promises on its behalf.
It is from the great beyond. It is our ancestor. You are of the ancients.
What?
You are of the ancients, and we greet you as a friend. Now gather your friends, that you may leave. We will save you. Do you understand?
No. I mean, I understand what you just said, but no. But yes, I will. I'll gather the rest of the crew. Thank you. Really.
We will return your friend to you. and it discorporates and drifts down into the water. Meanwhile, beneath the sea, Oshan and Drakhan. Drakhan, you have led Oshan to the pocket of air by the cavern where the singing stones lie. And as your feet touch down on solid ground, Oshan, you hear that ringing. Of the singing stones.
If this wasn't a place of where we may die if we stay here too long, this is quite lovely.
Don't let the stones fool you. This is the lovely place. This is it. After this, there's nothing but... And as Drakhan just points around them, it's ocean floor, in a way, since it's not exactly ocean and not exactly floor, nor is there any real beauty to it. There are caves off in the distance. There are these weird crystalline bubbles. But otherwise, it's just empty, golden everything. But I am glad that you can hear them. This is the one thing that is peaceful here. And if you listen close, they call. Never can figure out the words, but they call nonetheless.
Well, let's try not to listen to the call for too long. We need to find Yara, and we need to get the materials for the ship. Let's see, like Oshan looks around, trying to find something that would work as a suitable patch job for the ship, but also keeping a lookout for Yara.
Are the boxes from the cargo hold anywhere near us at this point, or are we a ways off?
The boxes from the cargo. Oh, you thinking like stuff that would have fallen through the bottom of the ship?
Yeah, the stuff that would have fallen through the bottom of the ship.
Yeah. I think those actually probably would have landed quite nearby because you pretty much went straight up from there. So, yeah, I'll say you actually do see one nearby that you recognize, like labeled with Sentinel, Todd Consortium Sentinel box that has landed in this air pocket.
I would check your own supplies before we really go hunting. The further out we get, the more difficult it becomes. And the more risk you have of running into people you don't want to see.
This is true. He looks around for one of the Todd Consortium boxes that has that recognizable logo on it. And I guess it does like one right nearby.
Yeah, there is one nearby. But I owed you a Bane, so there is one nearby. It's just already in someone's hands. So, the prodigal son returns. Well,
Hello.
are you here
Didn't-
to humiliate us? Rub sea salt in the wound? Hmm? Why have you, son of our dear leader, graced us with your presence? Oh, are you... Wait a minute. Hold on. You want this? As she holds up the box. Todd Consortium. You're after that. Huh. Is that right, young man? Drakhan? Is this what your friend wants?
How big is this box? Asking for absolutely no important reasons whatsoever.
About the size of about half your torso. So,
Okay.
yeah, from neck to just below the top, the rib cage.
I don't know why you insist on asking questions you know the answer to. It is the rudest possible thing.
You don't know. All right. Let me explain it to you. Since for the last 10 years you've shunned everything I've tried to do for you and think you're so fucking smart, let me tell you, child, why I'm asking. Why I'm asking a question that I clearly know the answer to. Because I am reveling in the satisfaction that I have something that little shit wants. And it feels great. You need this to go home. And you see, it's funny. You see, it's actually hilarious. Because you and your ilk are the reason I lost my home. And now the shoe's on the other foot. And that pained expression on your face right now is what I live for.
Do not confuse rage for pain.
Rage is just as good. I'll take it. That venom feels great. You and your people took everything from me, and now I have your future in my hands. Whatever should I do with it? I could probably
Your
fetch like a pocket full
family's
of crystal for this.
actions were your own actions. Believe me. I wish it didn't. I was only a child that day. I know what my mother said, and I know what my father said. They said that everything you did. They said that everything you did was because you were greedy, because you desired power, because you weren't happy. You weren't happy with the way the city was treating you and your family. But believe me, I wish it didn't end that way. I wish you didn't have to leave the village. I wish I didn't lose 10 years without my friend. And I'm sorry. And I'm sorry that it all has come to this, but please. I understand you hate me. But I won't fight you for that box. That's why I'm asking you.
I don't think you understand yet. You say you understand that I hate you. You don't understand. if you understood how I hate you, how I hate everything that you are, everything that you were raised to be, every member of your disgusting clan, if you understood that, you would have hit me already. Let me help you understand. And she rips the top of the box open and pulls out the supplies and readies to toss them up into the sea.
At that moment, Drakhan is going to pull a very rarely used whip from their waist and try and disarm his mother.
Oh, yes! I love it. All right. And you have a die, too, in case this goes wrong. All right, so roll the disarm. Where's that big old... There's that big handy chart I gave you a while back.
Weapons with the disarm property grant a +1 bonus modifier.
Okay, cool.
And then, what exactly do I roll for combat? That was very confusing.
Yeah, so D12. D12 plus your agility mod. And where's that big? Here's the disarm thing. Disarm. No damage. Okay, so... Oh, it's an opposed roll. I have to roll against you.
I get a +1 to the roll because the weapon has the disarm property.
Okay. You ready for this? 7. Oh, I'm pulling out real clicky clacks for getting like...
I gotta use it.
You gotta use it?
I gotta use the reroll.
Go ahead.
I gotta use it.
Yep. Oh!
Get wrecked, Mom.
So she's about to like snap these pieces and toss them into the water, and you Indiana Jones a whip. Tell me how it looks.
It just comes up straight up, cracks out from the hand, and just, it's almost like in this gelatinous material that it moves in a slow motion, but it doesn't change the actual effect. It wraps her wrist instantly, causing her to just drop this thing harmlessly onto the ground. And Drakhan's going to look over at Oshan and go, grab it and go. Now.
Oshan just, like a rocket, lunges to where the box is at and goes just to grab it out of midair and just glance back at Drakhan with, like, eyes widened.
Drakhan tries very hard not to remove their eyes from their mother, especially right this second, when they know that the second they lose grasp of her, she will probably go after Oshan. But you do meet eyes for just a second, and you see the exact same heavy sadness you saw when they were taking Drakhan and the rest of the family away. This exact moment replaying again and again and again.
He drops the box down and he turns around and he just goes to throw a punch right at her gut to knock her out.
Roll it, baby. Y'all are blowing my mind.
Oh my god. I got a 12. I got a 12.
All right, roll another d12. And then roll a d6.
6 on the d6 and an 8 on the 12.
Okay, that is... Oh god, I love the tables. I live for the tables. With that extraordinary hit... here we go. So an 8, and then a 6. It was a pun. She is screaming, cursing you out, screaming at her child, who has her wrist held, shouting the most vile things at both of you. When your fist comes in on her face, she turns and it hits her square in the eye. The effect of this is actually that this is from the exceptionally table, she is blinded. As she falls to the ground, gripping her eyes, and you can see blood coming from between her fingers, and she is just screaming at the top of her lungs. And the last thing you hear her say is, "Just go!"
Oshan grabs the box and then grabs Drakhan's hand. I am not going to leave without you ever again. And books it towards the ship.
Drakhan?
Drakhan looks back at their mom a couple of times on this trek back to the ship, using every inch of force they have and every inch of force Oshan has to get them there as fast as they can. And just thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You really never did forget.
Thank me when we get back to the ship.
Fair.
The last thing you hear your mother say, you don't know if it's to Oshan, to you, to the world, is "I hate you." And then as you plunge into the water, you hear no more. You reach the ship, and you find, when you come up through the bottom, that Yara has been returned. This creature has formed again. It's time for you all to leave now. We will see you out.
What's that?
Are you afraid?
No.
Yes.
You should be. And as it discorporates beneath the ship, it takes with it the amber liquid. It drains it from the bottom of the ship, giving you the opportunity to patch it. And as you look out, you can see that this purple goo creature has completely surrounded the Sentinel, formed a bubble around it. and he's dragging the sentinel down to the bottom of the sea. And Weha shouts from up above, "Okay, so there's another void tear down there. It's taken us to it, and I don't know where it goes. Hold on to something."
Go for it.
I'll do the best I can. And you enter the void. And that's where we'll end, but for one small thing. Drakhan, you haven't traveled in the void in 10 years. You didn't go through basic training either. And the excitement of seeing your old friend again. Your new friends and your old friend forgot to share a few basic facts with you. You can't believe your luck. You're free. You have your own cabin. You're on your way to freedom. You are alone, by yourself, taking in the strange sensation that is being in the void. When a voice calls to you, Drakhan.
Yes?
We're here. You've arrived.
We're home? Wherever that, where are we? Where's here?
The water. It's so blue. Like sapphires. It's so stunningly beautiful.
It's been
You're gonna
years.
love it here.
Yes. This is... Okay.
Are you ready?
As ready as I can be.
Take a look. Open the window.
And without any hesitation at all, Drakhan goes straight to the window and opens it, ready to see that all that was just promised to him, all the rewards that he's earned at this point.
And that is where we will end tonight.
So thanks for having me.
What a fun, unstressful. Like I love getting on camera with my friends and playing a bunch of lighthearted games. Like that's the best part of my work.
I'm sorry to tell you, you've come to exactly the wrong place, but only for the last half of that sentence.
It's like
I
Monopoly.
don't know what you're talking about, Anna. I'm fine. I'm not stressed.
You're just
Oh,
channeling
boy.
Commander Sanha there a little bit, I think.
No. I don't
You're
know where
fine.
Sana ends and Liv
Breakdown.
begins.
Yeah.
The secret is she's been a part of me the whole time.
Oh my god.
What a
Um,
episode.
Oh man,
that was
That was
a heavy
incredible.
sode, as they say.
that
I have
was
the worst headache right now, too.
Thanks.
By the end of that, I'm just like,
such a fantastic episode.
That
it
was so good.
Oh god,
GG!
that was so good.
GG.
GG.
Oh my god!
GG.
When can we play
GG.
together again,
GG.
please?
Oh
GG.
my gosh, GG.
Yes.
You were
Star.
absolutely incredible.
Extraordinaire.
Icon!
I blame it entirely on you guys, completely, 100% blamed
No,
on
you!
all of you. You cannot be a good role player without other good role players around you.
Just
not a
Spider-Man memes
one-person
everywhere
game.
right now.
Yes, nonstop.
Wish
Man,
we could talk about this all night, and we will talk more after. But Liv, I know you have another show you need to be at quite soon.
I do.
We will hang out after and talk in green room and chill. But because Liv does have to run, I want to get to our plugs as quick as we can. So, and Liv, why don't you go first? So,
Okay.
I know, heavy. Take a deep breath. What's going on? Where can the people see you in like 10 minutes?
In like literally not even kidding, about 10 to 20 minutes on Off the Table, we are going to be playing a game that I cannot even begin to tell you how excited I am. So we are going to be playing Pasión de las Pasiones, which is a TTRPG about focused on telenovelas and the dramatic stories that they tell. So I'll give a little plug for that. I will be playing Rosa Juliana Moreno. She is a former soap opera telenovela star who had a crazy spiral, like a circa 2000 icon star spiral, all because her best friend went missing about 10 years ago. And now we're doing a reunion. We were all on the same show together, and we're all doing a reunion 10 years later to see what happened. Where's everybody going? What happened? And can we figure out what happened to Diana? Or Daniela? That's what it is, Daniela. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a really good time. But yeah, so I'll be doing that every other week, every other Wednesday. And then otherwise on Mondays, I'm Under the Table with Total Party Chill. Under the Table is a TTRPG stream that's focused on exploring sort of indie games that aren't, about Dungeons and Dragons. But on Tuesdays, I am In Too Deep with The Rule of Lore, where I am playing Dungeons and Dragons. We're playing Waterdeep Dragon Heist. It's an all-queer class. Be gay, do heists. And then here, I'm exploring the void, and it was finally announced that I'm on Super Idols RPG. So I'm a busy gal. Yeah, I'm very excited. I finally got
Liv is doing stuff
all over the place. I'm doing stuff this month with Colin, actually. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're playing some.
Yeah.
I got that. I was just doing. I can't reach him right now. I was just doing my homework. We're playing some Kids on Bikes in a couple weeks, so I was. Studying that. Is it Kids on Bikes? It's Kids on Bikes, right?
It's Kids on Bikes. Yeah. I was talking to somebody about that today. You know who, but yeah. Yeah, that'll be all that stuff. If you want to know where I'm going to pop up next, follow me on Twitter at liveinaday.
By the way, I also picked up a copy of Kids on Brooms the other day, so if you feel like doing that, I have both of those things. Just saying. Options aplenty. Think about it. All right. Up above Liv is Anna. Anna, first of all, are you okay? And what's going on?
Yeah, I am okay. I do actually have a killer headache by the end of this episode, but other than that, I'm fine. That's just
headache.
this is just Wednesday for me. Hi, I'm Anna. You can find me most What was up? What's up?
Before you
Yeah.
get in, because I realize I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Everybody should follow Anna because they're utterly amazing and such a good person. Everybody should follow everybody on this show. Okay, goodbye everybody. I love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Good luck. Have fun.
See you
We'll see you in
later,
a second. Oh, that's a perfect place to.
I was so hoping she was gonna freeze frame.
That is the best way to freeze.
Gonna go home and sleep next to my wife. What was I doing? Giving myself outros. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, internet is where I live. You can find me there at Nymeria941. You can also find me on Twitch at Nymeria Streams. I just recently made affiliate, which is really exciting. I play a lot of narrative heavy games, and we sit down and talk about our feelings and tell stories and listen to me do like voices for cats and birds and alligators and stuff like that. I actually get to go before Wally this time, so that's cool. Wally and I are in literally everything together, which is super duper exciting. But before you catch us together for the rest of the week, tomorrow I'll be back here on Weave the Tale, GMing a game of Parslings, which is also about people with weird void stuff living in their brains. Colin is the tech for that, so if you like more of the awesome, badass scene transitions and music changes, all hats off go to him. On Friday, Wally and I are playing in a game of Lancer together over on Valdrian's channel, so we have sweet mecha robot action and space shenanigans happening. Then on Monday, we also play together in a game of Monster of the Week over on Colin's Twitch channel, where I play a ghost monstrous character who used to haunt a summer camp and has turned into the most bright-eyed, bushy-tailed federal agent whose hopes and dreams will surely be destroyed by reality. But right now, she's just doing her best. Other than that, Twitter's a good place to follow me. I make games, I write games. I am in the early stages of, I can't talk about them yet, but they're coming soon, so keep an eye there because I can't wait to share the games that I'm working on with you all. Thank you very much for watching. That's me.
Anna makes the good games. Can testify.
Anna makes a lot of games.
You make the games go round. And yes, the other person with whom I share much of my schedule, my boy Wally.
Sup, y'all? It's me, Wally, your delightful non-binary slime. Man, this was such a great game. I was not ready to feel so many emotions in over the course of 2 hours. Shout out to Gigi for giving me, because I have never cried on stream before. Never. I sobbed 3 times and cried. Oh gosh. Oh boy. I'll talk more about it later. But man, where can you find me? You can find me on Twitter at Wally132, WALLE132, like the cute little Disney robot. You can also find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/ForteWally, ForteWally. I like to play some nice turn-based strategy games where I can just chat it up with my friends and talk about what's on my mind. And maybe sing a little tune to whatever the music is playing in the game at the time. Who knows? We'll have a lot of fun. Yes, Monday, Anna said all of the games that I'm in, because every single game that I'm currently in, I'm sharing them with this delightful person. So I will just give the quick little TLDR. Monday, Monster of the Week over at Con. Wednesday, we are back here for some Black Void. Friday, I am in the morning over at Valerian's channel playing some Lancer at 2 p.m., 11 a.m. Eastern. And then, actually, in nighttime at No Medic at 8 p.m., I am playing Starfinder at 8 p.m. We're playing an all-pair bear party of Starfinder where we pay a bunch of bears. This is a very serious game, y'all. It's a very serious game about military mercenary bears. It's serious.
Are you saying
But
that
also,
it's
you can
Ursa
find
Major?
me. Actually, that's the name of the show.
Oh.
Yeah, we're called the
So,
Ursa
yes,
Majors.
to answer your question.
Yes.
I love this so
It
much.
is, Gigi, it's very serious. We
Get
actually
outta
have a
here,
pun
go
counter on
home.
the stream. We have a pun counter on the stream. Last time we got to 15. But also every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you can find me also on Nomadic in the morning, 9 a.m., 9:30ish a.m. I don't know. We'll decide whatever time between those two times. I'm doing Gnome Brew, talking it up with Aresavad and Nomadic. We're just three delightful people, just talking it up, talking of whatever is on our head and our mind, trying to bring joy to your hearts in the morning because the mornings suck. That's where you can find me. Come check me out, y'all.
And last and could not be least, that sentence is terrible. The guest star of the show who absolutely shattered my heart, and I love you for it. Our friend Gigi. What's up?
Oh man, that is not at all how I expected any of that to go, everybody. Not even a little. Not even like
It never
one
is, and
part
that's
of
why
it.
it's great.
Oh my gosh. So first of all, just
Can I-
thank you.
can I-
Yeah, go.
I was like, can I just tell them what you told me about how you thought the character was going to go? Because Gigi pitched this as playing a character that was much more, in your own words, conniving. That you were going to like talk your way onto the ship and get passage home by basically lying. And it instead was so authentic and sweet and not at all what you had expected. And not at all what I expected. And I absolutely fucking loved it. So good. I'm sorry, Gigi. Please continue.
No. 100%. That was all because of Wally. Because part of the reason my character is so conniving is how much they blamed Oshan for letting them go and for not saving them. And then Oshan pipes up with an instant apologies, and I'm just like, oh crap. Well, that's not at all what they expected. And it worked out so beautifully, and it was so amazing. So thank you to everyone here for having me. Stella, as much as I wish I could have played with you too, I'm really glad you needed a week off. And happy birthday to Mama Luna. But as far as streaming goes, you won't find me anywhere. So hit me up. I am OMGG with a 0 on Twitter. And yeah, I am available. I'm around. I am Pacific time though, so all of you East Coasters with your like 5 p.m. starts, that's real rough for me.
Well, I think like you just made like the best possible resume for why people should have you on their game. So now everyone knows that Gigi kicks ass and that you should definitely have them on your stream. So do that. I also am excited to announce, before I do my little outro thing, that we have officially stalled long enough that Liv's stream at Off the Table is live, so we're going to raid over there. So you get back-to-back Liv tonight. We're going to get you some more Liv. We're going to go raid over into Off the Table after this, so please stick around, and we'll go see Liv. Anyhow, I'm Colin, at Colonomicon. I have been your Arbiter Game Master this evening. I am so damn pleased how that turned out. Thank you to Gigi for being here. Thank you to Wally for being a good sport about me throwing plot bombs at you. And thank you to Anna for being so genuinely confused at the weird story turns that happened. Thank you, and I wish I got to say it when Liv was here, but thank you to Liv for those just beautiful moments of vulnerability that she had with Sanha tonight that really broke my heart and were fantastic. And I'm so incredibly grateful for everyone's role play ability here. It's fantastic, and you make my job very, very, very easy. And thank you to Wally for letting me be a complete dickhead to you at the very end there. I got to yell at you and call you all kinds of mean names. So.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it.
I know you like these things. Yeah. Anyway, I've been your game master, and I loved doing it. I love it every week, and this one just makes me happy. So, yeah, I do other stuff. I have my own channel, which is twitch.tv/Colonomicon. On Sunday nights, we do one-shots every single week. It's a different game, different system, different cast. This week, funny enough, this week on March 21st, Sunday, March 21st, the game we're playing is the same one that you can see in just a second with Liv. We are playing Pasión de las Pasiones, the telenovela PBTA TTRPG. We're doing that this weekend. We have a lovely cast of people that'll be joining up for it. It'll be absolutely ridiculous and hilarious, and you should see it. I mean, soap opera games, like what is not to like? This will be hilarious. So please check that out. The week after that, we're playing Kids on Bikes, and Liv is gonna be in that one too. So we have all kinds of cool stuff coming up. The other thing I do is on my channel every other Friday, we do a chat show called the GM Postmortem, where we, myself and Lydia, who's been our tech this evening, hearts in chat for Lydia, please, we do interviews with GMs and game developers and try to figure out how to run a better game, a more effective game. So this week's guest is GM extraordinaire and game developer Jonathan Fry. Super nice dude. Great game developer. He's the creator of the Terror RPG system, which was used for a show on this channel just a few months ago called Haunting of Seawall Orphanage, which was a triumph of role-playing, and you should go back and watch it on YouTube. And Don is just awesome, and Lydia was just nice. Oh, Anna, sorry, dropped the link to YouTube in there, so go check that out. Go watch Seawall and see what I'm talking about. Don's a great dude. We're looking forward to talking to him, so come check that out this Friday at 7 p.m. on my channel. Other than that, Wally and Anna already mentioned Monster of the Week on Mondays on my channel, so I don't feel the need to mention it a third time. So other than that, thank you all so much for coming along for the big feels with us. It's been a emotionally intense evening, and we thank you all so much for it. I promise you, safety tools are being used behind the scenes. We're all okay. It's good tears. It's happy tears. We had a great time. I don't want to speak for everybody, but I think at least we all had a great time. And none of this would have been possible without you, our dear audience, and we thank you so much for being here. And we cannot wait to see you all again next week, next Wednesday, same time, when we will begin episode 6 of Black Void Into the Oblivious Depths. Until then, thank you all, and good night, everybody.
These are the tales we weave. Tales of magic. Tales of mystery. Tales exploring the beyond. And while we continue to grow, even more adventures await. In the depths of the unknown. Will you join us in the telling?